Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Tell me if you have a person in your life like this. Someone cuts her off in traffic and she says, well, he must be in a hurry to get to the hospital to help somebody. Or someone dear to him hasn't called him back in a while and he says, well, I sure hope he's okay. I'm sure something's going on for him. Right? They always approach the world giving everyone the benefit of the doubt. Do you have someone in your life like this? Yes. And I find this really important for me because I tend to be a little more cynical, judgmental. So those people that can always judge favorably remind me to try and view the world as a compassionate place full of good people. In this week's Parsha, Joseph's action towards his brothers are a little less than commendable, even if they're understandable given the family's history. The brothers have come to Egypt, they're hungry, there's a drought. He accuses them of being spies, throws them in prison for 3 days to shake them up, insists that they bring their little brother Benjamin to come and see him, and that they leave their brother Shimon as collateral for their return. But the Hasidic masters don't see this action as harsh at all, which is really surprising. They judge Joseph favorably. So here's what the Kedushat Levi has to say about this interaction, why Joseph did not reveal his true identity to his brothers right away. Joseph had dreamed his brothers would bow down. He dreamed of it twice, once with the sheaves of wheat bowing to him, and once with the sun, moon, and stars bowing. It's natural when one person overpowers another that it would cause the weaker party pain. He's gained power and control over them just as his dream predicted. So he acted like a stranger to them in order not to cause them the pain of realizing his prophecy had come true. He wanted them to think they were bowing down to just any old king, not to their brother. He didn't want them to suffer because he had bested them. In other words, the reason Joseph doesn't reveal his identity to his brothers when he first meets them after 20 years of separation is that he wants to help them save face. He doesn't want to rub their noses in the fact that his prophetic dream came true. It isn't about hard feelings or pride or caution or cruelty. He's trying to preserve his brother's dignity. But the question in my mind is, why would the Kedushat Levi go to all this trouble to portray Joseph in such a favorable light? Why do we need Joseph to be such a good guy? And I think the answer is the rabbis called Joseph, Yosef Hatzadik, Joseph the righteous one. And Kedushat Levi wants Joseph to be a role model for us. And he wants to demonstrate how we can view people favorably. There's another great Hasidic master, the Besht, the Baal Shem Tov. He had a slightly different variation on this theme. He writes, from the biblical commandment to love your fellow person as yourself, we learn the Talmudic virtue to judge your fellow person on the scales of merit. Since you always find excuses for your own misdeeds, make excuses also for your fellow person. I think there is a slight distinction between judging someone favorably and making excuses for them. If you're judging someone favorably, you're assuming the best in them. Maybe what doesn't look good on the surface, there's actually a good reason. I think when you make excuses for someone, you're acknowledging that they're doing something that's not particularly kind, but you're saying they've had a tough life, or it's understandable why they would do that. But either way, it's a form of judging someone on a scale of merit and being willing to show compassion to others. And it's not just about a gift to them. The Kedushat Levi's looking at Joseph's reaction to concealing his identity from his brothers tells us not to assume that Joseph is being harsh there, not just for his brother's sake, but for Joseph's sake, so that he can walk through the world seeing it full of good people. The ability to judge others favorably is a gift, not only for them, but for ourselves. Seeing people in the best light helps us create a world in which people are good. May we be blessed with the ability to judge others on the scale of merit. Shabbat Shalom.